There are three questions which fundamentally changed the way I'm living in all areas of life: spirituality, family, relationship, business, finance. And so I thought it makes a lot of sense to reflect about them, to journal them, and I hope that my future kids will watch this video as early as possible and start thinking about all of them and finding answers. For me, I'm making sure that every year, every month, I'm answering those questions to ensure the answers are aligning with my overall goal. And so the way I'm throwing the questions is not prioritized in any way. I just bring them up, and then I guess all of them are similar important. The first question I really thinking a lot about is, what do I want to work on? And I guess, at least for me, I had the feeling all the time, everyone around me just rushes into the next thing. After school, we start studying, and then we try to get the first job. But at the end of the day, no one really sat down and did a step back to reflect about, what do I actually want to work on? I think there's the emotional and spiritual part behind asking ourselves, what do we have passion for? What we do actually enjoy? Where could we imagine that even if the salary is a little bit lower or the outcome is not that high, I want to work in this domain because I feel it's important and I feel I could change something here. For me, I also found out that I do not have to be necessarily passionate about one company, but I'm very passionate about building something. And so a startup where I maybe do not enjoy the product or the company itself that heavily is totally fine, because I'm aware that the dots are connecting looking backwards, and I'm so interested or so keen on being an entrepreneur that all the learnings, all the insights, the resilience I'm building while doing it is totally fine, and at the end will leverage my entrepreneurial career, so I want to work on that. On the other hand, there are the quantitative aspects. What has the potential to actually create wealth, if this is important, to create a decent standard of living. I mean, I'm only talking about the founder perspective because this is my domain. Are the quantitative aspects fitting my needs? What I mean by that is market, product, founder fit. Am I building an exponentially growing market? Is the market having the right size? Is there a gap somewhere where I can build a product for, and the product actually is a need? Are there other products already? Can I build a 10x better product than the products which are currently out there? And am I the right founder for building the product for the market? Means, do I have the right skill set, the right experience, and do I have enough knowledge to get the whole process executed? The second question is, who do I want to spend time with? And the funny thing is, it's somehow correlating with what do I want to work on. Because deciding for a co-founder is almost like marriage, and marriage is a long-term game, right? So the question is, who do I want to spend my time with? There's a very nice graph which shows how much time we spend with our parents, how much time we spend with our friends, how much time we spend with our coworkers, how much time we spend with our partners, how much time with our kids and when, obviously in all those graphs, and how much time we spend alone. And so what we see pretty clear is that the time with us is the time which is the most. And so we need to make sure that we can actually enjoy being with ourselves. If you need to be alone, it's horrible. If you can be alone, it's the most amazing thing out there. And so on the one hand, how can I become a version where I can actually enjoy being with myself, but obviously also, who is my partner? The partner in crime is someone you spend the most time with. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And so having an environment, people you work with, people you're spending your free time with, was that important for myself that I'm ensuring every month, do I spend time with people I do not want to? And if not, I need to quit. The outcomes I had when I started to proactively checking if I want to spend time with those people or not, there's a way of a friends matrix. I will bring this up in another journal, probably in the next one. I guess it makes sense to separate this, because it's an amazing technique to actually find out who do you want to spend time with and what characteristics or values you're searching for in other people. But deciding that I want to proactively check continuously, are the people I'm spending time with still the people I'm spending time with, have made a huge difference in my life. And so all the relationships I have right now, I really, really appreciate them. I would not change them for anything. My circle is too small to sit in, but the people I'm spending time with, I would give everything for. And so who do I want to spend time with is the second question, or has been the second question, which has very high importance. And the last part is basically, where do I want to live? And for me, most of the people, I guess, Germany was, or the home country, always been the number one decision. And maybe I moved to another city, but really thinking wider and broader, living on several places, but also in several countries, has been something which I couldn't imagine. And so By answering the question, where do I want to live, I was aware that I need to travel more to find out if there are places I actually like. Obviously, on the one hand, the quantitative aspects, taxes, income, the chances for my companies, but on the other hand, also the qualitative aspects of the environment, air, forest, nature, and so on. And so the funny thing is, what I realized, even if I came to Dubai, for example, for quantitative reasons, meanwhile, it really became my home, and via the winter, I really enjoying being here. And so even if I left Germany to Dubai for quantitative aspects, I realized that meanwhile, it really became my home and I enjoy living here, and I would not necessarily go back to Germany if I do not have to. And so the last question, where do I want to live, is very important to ask. And if you do not know because you haven't seen enough, the first thing you should do is travel and check out if you actually want to be somewhere else. And I know it sounds easy if you have more money and you can just travel everywhere you want, and I understand that sometimes it's not that easy, but then you should start with the first two questions and you will see the third one will come automatically. So where do I want to live, with whom do I want to spend time with, and what do I want to work on is the fundament of making sure I'm moving in the right direction, and I'm answering those every month just to make sure it's aligning with my overall goal. And whenever you can, kids, do the same and do it as early as possible.